Hello guys, it's Dale here, and today I would like to talk about a trading idea on the Euro Swiss franc and about one of my favorite volume profile setups, which is called the rejection setup. What you're looking at now is Euro Swiss franc 30-minute chart, and the thing with the rejection setup is that ideally you want to trade this setup when the range is not too great, when the markets are not trending and they're moving more or less in a sideways action, all right? So no strong trend. What you want to see are strong rejections, like for example, this was a strong rejection of higher prices, right? The price went upwards, then suddenly turned and went downwards. Or you can see it, for example, in here. Another strong rejection was, for example, in here. Another one is right here. And there was also a rejection in here, right? This was a rejection of higher prices. The price went upwards, then suddenly turned and went downwards. So those are strong rejections, right? Now, you want to identify those first. What you want to do next is you need to use volume profile to see a significant volume bump within such a rejection. So let me start with the first one I marked. And the significant volume cluster here was at the top of the rejection here. And from such place, you want to trade. So if I print a line here from the beginning of this heavy volume cluster, then it would be somewhere in here. And you wait for the pullback, you wait for the price to return back to this level again. And this is where you enter your trade. You go short from there, right? So this was the reaction to this rejection, right? This is how you trade it. Now, let me show you the second rejection I marked. This was the rejection. This was the significant volume cluster. You would trade from the beginning of the volume cluster and it would be from here. And the reaction here wasn't too strong, but still, if you measure it, then it was around 13 pips. All right, so not too huge reaction, but should be enough to take at least a partial profit with an intraday trade. Another rejection was this one. And if I use volume profile here, then in this case, it doesn't really show that strong volume cluster. There's heavy volume zone in here. And as you can see, the price reacted to it. But this is not really a scenario which I would trade, because what I want to see is more like bump on the volume profile. Bump like here or bump like here. This is too huge volume zone and it's hard to tell where exactly the price will react to it. All right, I like to trade from the beginning of that zone, which would be from here, but in this case it's not ideal scenario. All right, the bump shouldn't be that wide. Now, moving on to the next rejection, it was this one, the one I mark in blue. It was a reaction to a previous level, but still it was another rejection. In this case, we don't really see any significant volume cluster in here in this zone. So we don't trade this. As you can see, the price reacted to it in here and also in here to this rejection. But I think that this is mostly because the market was simply in a tight range, in a rotation. And when the market is in a rotation, it likes to react to such areas. But in this case, there weren't any significant volumes here, right? No significant volume cluster, so I wouldn't trade this one. Now, coming to the last one, let me delete all this. The last one, the last rejection is this one. This is a rejection of lower prices, and there is a significant volume cluster here. This is the beginning of that significant volume cluster, and it is at 0.9876. And as you can see, this heavy volume cluster and this rejection hasn't been tested yet, which means that it is still good to trade. So when the price makes it to this level, it should work as a support and the price should react to it. All right, like it did, for example, to this zone in here, or like it did, for example, in here to this zone right here. So this is what I would like to see here, a pullback and a reaction from this support. Remember, this is best to trade when the market is not trending, when it is moving in more or less sideways price action, like right now. This is where the rejection setup works best, and where the price tends to react to those rejections the best. All right. So yeah, that's about that. That's about the rejection setup. I hope you guys liked the video. If you'd like to learn more about trading with volume profile, if you would like to trade alongside me every day, then what I recommend is visiting my website. This is it, trader-dale.com. And if you are interested in intraday trading with order flow, then what you want to do is go here to order flow, and it will take you to an order flow course where you can learn everything there is about trading with order flow. And if you are interested more in trading with volume profile alone, which is definitely a thing that I recommend starting with, then go here, trading course and tools, and there are courses and indicators especially for that, for learning how to trade with volume profile. All right, so that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time in some next video or in our members area, and until then, happy trading.